So, this guy posted this reply on Twitter. It's fantastic. Madonna's birthday cake this year was Labooboo inspired. And the quote is, "Happy birthday, Madoodoo." And Riley Jackson at Geek Stash. People just talk like Jar Jar Binks now, and we act like it's normal. Happy birthday, my doo-doo!
Dude, I don't like Labooboos. We talked about this in a previous episode.
Okay, so...
how collectibles are supposed to be something, and I just don't get it.
You guys talked about it, and I just kind of didn't ask, what is Labooboo?
Oh, man, I gotta pull up a horrible picture of this ugly little gremlin.
It's just this stupid little gremlin bunny thing.
So...
it's supposed to be like, oh, isn't it so cute? It's ugly.
It's so ugly, it's cute, and it's not. It actually, I would say, falls exactly just shy of being ugly enough to be cute.
Yeah.
This is a Labooboo.
They're dumb. I just think they're dumb. I don't like them.
It looks like if a Cabbage Patch Kid was made of one of the creatures from Where the Wild Things Are.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're called Labooboo, I imagine, for a reason.
And so this is, like, popular, or...
This is extremely popular, and no one can quite pin down why.
Is this for children?
It's for everybody.
They're collectibles.
Okay. They're collectibles.
For some
Sure
reason.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, people want to collect these. I don't understand it.
Madonna ate one.
Yeah. Barbarians!
For her birthday.
Welcome back to Scryer's Room. I am your host, Famfare.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mario.
And today we're going to keep our series going about the Orks.
Yes, now I'm going to talk about some specific orcs.
From the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
Yeah. This isn't like a comprehensive list, at all.
There's just a couple of the biggins.
Ones that I thought were interesting, or ones, there's ones on here that, like, go watch any, or YouTube guy who made a list of famous orcs, and a bunch of these are going to be on there.
Yeah.
Basically.
But listen to us first, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
If I've read books with these characters in them, I'll say so. I'll recommend that. Like, and just talk about the book for like a little bit. How it goes. The list, of course, is going to start with the big boy himself, Ghazghkull Uruk Thraka.
The goat.
Didn't know he had a last name. It's pretty orky.
Apparently, it means Uruk Thraka. Apparently, means I am slaughter.
Oh,
which is. Could have been cool, but the War of the Beast ruined it.
Oh.
Now, there was a rumor I once heard that because games or Warhammer is written by folks who grew up in Thatcher-era England, Thraka is them saying Margaret Thatcher.
That does sound like I am slaughter.
It could be the case.
I have no source for this. I have no source for this. I'm just putting it out in the ether.
I wouldn't be surprised. She wasn't a popular lady.
Yes, precisely. And that's something that's British humor at its best. You just like, we're gonna make a horrible rampaging monster because that is what you are.
And
sick burn.
So Ghazghkull is the closest thing orcs in the modern setting have to a leader, like as a whole. He's called the Grand Warlord,
right?
And he's the self-proclaimed chosen of Gork and Mork, the prophet of the Wa.
I mean, not just self-proclaimed at this point, though, right? Like I feel like at least one of his other guys is actually magic too.
Oh yeah, I mean he did self-proclaim, but then anyone who didn't like it, he just killed them.
So everyone agrees tacitly.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
No one's proven him wrong yet.
He's also very big.
Mm-hmm. He is.
So yeah, this is a problem with orcs. It's usually very vague how large they are. I've only seen one in an actual official story definitively give how big a war boss was, and the only other time I've seen him strict measurement was an orc from a video game. Other than that, it's just sort of like, he's humongous.
It's cartoon rules. He's a big-sized character.
Big. Yeah, big boy.
And because they keep growing if they don't die, like, you never know. Ghazghkull, though, as he is now, is probably I'm guessing somewhere in the range of, in his armor, like 14-ish feet.
How much is that in metres?
Meters?
Yeah.
Divide that by about 3, right? So
I
that'd
wouldn't
be
know.
about close to 5 meters.
He's a big boy.
He's a big one.
That's a guess. He could be bigger. He might be smaller. I don't know. Apparently the model size isn't like completely accurate.
No.
Yeah, it's probably a little smaller than he would be.
But anyway, so Ghazghkull's what's his deal? How'd he get this way? So Ghazghkull's famous for. There's a couple of versions of the story, which this is introduced in the book Ghazghkull, Prophet of the Wa, where there's alternate versions of how he became Ghazghkull, and orcs are okay with believing all of them at once. It's established in that book that orcs are capable of believing multiple objective truths simultaneously, and they don't see.
They don't conflict at all.
They don't see a
That's
problem.
awesome.
With it.
That's so orky. They're like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That one also makes sense.
But what definitely happened is he got shot in the head with a bolter, and it
ordinarily fatal.
It blew off a huge chunk of his head.
Yep.
And the story then goes, he was.
I mean, a bolter is like a rocket launcher gun, right? Like it's,
an explosive shell.
Yeah.
Pretty huge, like the size of your thumb.
It basically shoots a slug, that explodes. Like it's a rocket propelled bullet that then blows up. Basically.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, bolters are pretty brutal. So anyway, destroyed part of a huge chunk of his head, and then the story goes either he held his brain in and then walked all the way back to the orc town to go find a doc, or a couple of boys just loaded him in the back of a truck and then dumped him on, sold him to Mad Doc Grotsnik for like a couple teeth. Either way,
classic stuff either way.
Yeah. However
both
happened,
ways.
He wound up at Mad Doc Grotsnik's, and Doc did some surgery. According to Makari, though, who's I'll get to him later. That's Ghazghkull's.
That's his boy, right?
He's Grot.
That's his sidekick, his Robin.
Yeah, but Makari claims that he was used to be Grotsnik's Grot. He would pry off the bionics of orcs that died on the table.
Oh,
and they didn't put him in a box. They throw him in the bit box.
Yeah,
nice.
And
no sense letting it go to waste.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so, according to Makari, Grotsnik got a bunch of bits of orc brain that he had, stitched them together, and then attached that to Ghazghkull's brain, and then closed the whole thing up with adamantium.
Just weld that shit shut.
Mm-hmm. And then, also according to Makari,
dust his hands off. Job well done.
Ghazghkull died. And then Grotsnik just kind of was like, well, oh well, and then kind of just chucked him outside. And then Makari's job then is to pry out the bionics.
Yeah.
And so he starts to do that with his...
Adamantium isn't free.
Yeah, and he just has like a stick to do it with.
The old pry bar.
So yeah, so he like jams it in to like Ghazghkull's, I think like his head or something, and then Ghazghkull just like springs back to life.
Frankenstein style.
Yeah, he's like glowing green in his eyes, and he grabs Makari, and then they have they share like a vision together of basically like orcs conquering the stars, like given him by Gorgutz.
They have a Vulcan soul bond.
Oh baby.
And then from that point on, he was Ghazghkull, Maguruk Thraka, Prophet of the Wa, and yeah, he immediately just went to the war boss and just killed him.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah, he like just walks up to him like prison style, like the prison meme style. Because like, I'm gonna be the toughest guy in the cell. I'm gonna beat his ass. And then Ghazghkull did that. Like walked up right to him, took him out.
Yeah, and he was smaller than him too.
Yeah, like
just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and then killed him with a headbutt.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, that's good.
With his new adamantium head. Yeah,
pretty good move. Pretty good move.
I haven't brought it up yet, but headbutts are very important to orcs. That's like. It's simultaneously like a test of strength, but it also has like religious significance. Headbutts are like a big deal. So like specifically killing him with a headbutt is like
the most dominant thing.
Yeah, it sends like a message.
All right. Well, here's my thing about that. The reason that a headbutt is like an effective tool for a human is because we have this like flexible neck, and you can whip it really hard. And it's the heaviest weight that's freestanding on your body, your head, and you can just whip it, and that's like a deadly headbutt. For an orc to have a deadly headbutt means that like they can flex their pecs to just jut their head, because their heads are coming all but out of their chests, right? They're that hunched.
I mean, yeah, it looks better than you probably imagine, like.
I'm saying that they can just like,
They really just lunge.
Just
really lunge at him.
I'm doing an act out, which is because I'm a genius and this is an audio platform. I'm just sort of like jerking my head forward like a chicken, like a powerful woodpecker right out of his chest. They could walk right up to like a wall all together and like grab onto it with their hands and then get close and then just like jackhammer their heads into the wall. I don't know why I went that far with it, but
it's awesome.
But it sounds like a funny thing.
Well, anyway, he became a big boss pretty quickly, conquered the planet, then went to the stars, and just fucking shit up. Like, that was, Ghazghkull's Ghazghkull.
And then from there, the thunder will roll.
Oh, yeah.
The only time, the first time he really hit, like, a snag was on Armageddon, which is
yes.
a Forge World.
The second Great War for Armageddon.
And that was, he was up against Commissar Urruk.
Who named it Armageddon?
The edgy GW people.
Who built their planetary factory?
It's
and
nothing
they were like,
new.
Instead of calling it Make World or like the Factotum, we're gonna call it Armageddon.
This is 40K. They're not gonna name it Planet Heaven, okay? Right?
Yeah, dude. Who the fuck names this shit? You bleak motherfucker.
You not heard of nominative determinism?
You're not even gonna give us a chance. Like.
Yeah, so
really funny.
Commissar Urruk was the first one to beat Ghazghkull, really, in like a encounter, like a military battle, and that really
just a Yumi.
That really stuck with him. Like, Ghazghkull took it real personally, and then Urruk became like a legendary figure among orcs because he also 1v1'd I think it was either a war boss or like a knob, one of the two.
Oh, one of the big ones.
But or a big orc with a power claw, and he chopped off his arm with the power claw. But then Urruk fucking cut his head off.
Yes.
And then took his arm, and then he now uses the power claw.
Yeah, and the orcs are terrified of him because he took his strength. He is the war boss now. Like,
oh no,
old Baelai.
So Commissar Urruk is just about the only human that orcs fucking just respect.
Right.
Like they're if you say you've met Commissar Urruk, orcs will be like,
oh, word?
What was he like?
Yeah!
What was he like? Yeah, they think he's really cool. And then Urruk himself just fucking hates orcs.
Yeah, naturally.
Obviously, he's a commissar.
Yeah, he's Imperium through and through. But to Ghazghkull, Urruk is...
they love guys who hate orcs.
Yeah, there's an orc word. It's called Grod, which means a favorite enemy or friend or both.
Your anime arch rival, your destined rival.
So Urruk became his Grod, and then he eventually came back, and then
Musashi to my Kojiro.
Basically Ghazghkull just kept fucking up Armageddon until he decided he won, and then just left again. Other things happened, and then where you get to where he is now is he died. He got his head cut off by Ragnar Blackmane of the Space Wolves.
Ghazghkull?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And then Mad Doc Grotsnik put them back together.
Again, classic.
Yep.
Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
Mm-hmm.
Run the same damn play.
And brought him back to life. And he's good.
Of course he did.
Bigger than ever.
Yep, stronger.
You just weld him right back on. He has an adamantium neck now.
And that's where he is now. And speaking of Grotsnik, he's next on the list. So Grotsnik is the greatest pain boy alive currently.
He's the best doctor.
He is the best surgeon among orcs, and he's also fucking nuts.
Of course.
Yeah, he's less like crazy. Like he is kind of insane, but it's more of that he's just like a sadistic monster. Like he's truly like an evil scientist, but like
I'm not a mad scientist. I'm an evil scientist.
yeah. And so
I mostly stitch the orcs back together just to see if they die.
Yeah, he'll just do fucked up shit. Like in again, according to Makari in Prophet of the Wa, like going through his like lab, there would just be like, you know, orcs or people like humans just laid out on slabs, and then he's like stitched like the torso of a Gretchen to like their side or something.
Oh man,
he just does whatever because he can.
Who's gonna stop him?
I was gonna see if this stomach fills up before yours does when you eat.
And he's pretty necessary because he's the only one who can operate on Ghazghkull's head because the adamantium doesn't grow. So he's got to he regularly has to keep his head.
Yeah, he has to
up
surgically alter it. Yeah.
And he's the only one who knows how to do that.
I'm the only one what know the technique. Now all of you get out. And he gets everybody out of the operating theater, and he like puts Ghazghkull under, and he's like, now for the tenderest and most most gentle of touches. And he just takes out a hammer and just whacks the adamantium right off the head and just slams the new one down and takes out a blowtorch and
you were way off right at the beginning there. Like, there's no anesthesia. Like, it's
never gonna put him down. Yeah, he has to be awake the whole time. He has to be tough. He's dead tough.
Ghazghkull just gets operated on raw dog, dude. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Anesthesia in this case is what's written on the bag over his head and eyes that like covers all the non-surgery areas. Yeah, everywhere that. Are you sure this is necessary?
And in that book too,
positive.
Grotsnik straight up just says like he made it unnecessarily painful. Like it didn't have to be that bad, but he did it. He does it on purpose because
what a good lad.
Yeah, he just likes hurting things.
Yeah, God bless.
And apparently that he has some argument about how like it's part of like what makes Ghazghkull strong is him.
Yeah, it makes him dead tough. Exactly. Yeah. Why would you put him under? That just makes you dead tough. And I understand orcs.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah,
in their twisted, horrible world. Yeah,
he's really important, but he's more of a background character, just lurking. And he hates Makari. He and Makari do not get along because he tries to control Ghazghkull, which doesn't really work because Ghazghkull is just too, you know, like
he's too main character.
Yeah, he's too Chadley for that. Yeah. But Grotsnik does try to influence him because he's so important. And Makari's is onto his shit and like tries to like speak up about it and stuff.
This is hilarious. He has like a little devil on his shoulder and like a little Jiminy Cricket.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
and his rivalry with Makari is to the point that the first time Makari dies, it was Grotsnik.
Oh man,
pushed him right out into space.
Oh, that'll do it.
That was very funny.
So yeah,
and you explain what happens to Makari.
We'll get there. He's on here.
Oh, he's on the list. Okay, he's on the list. Good.
There's more to this Makari than how easily he's killed by doctors.
So
he has a whole section for him. This is good.
Like 4 or 5 made it on this list.
Planned.
Then next up, we got ones that I don't really have any like novel sources for them. A lot of these they just have little blurbs in like the codexes for them.
Yeah.
But these are ones you see a lot because the story around them is either really cool or funny. So this one shows up on basically every list. Tuska Daemon-killa. Oh, also Grotsnik just got a book.
Oh, good.
I thought it was coming out, but I just today, like before we started recording, it's already out.
Oh,
so I'm going to be buying that and downloading it when I leave.
Heck yeah.
But Tuska Daemon-killa. So he was a powerful war boss, and then he decided that demons are just the most fun to fight. Like
they go hard.
They're fucking awesome. And so what he did was gathered all of his boys up and he just flew right into the Eye of Terror.
Oh man!
Which, if you don't know what the Eye of Terror is, there's a giant hole in reality because an evil god was born, and then the Eye of Terror is this in-between point of like there's this whole section of it where it's still space, but it's overlapping with the warp.
Right.
And then the deeper you go into there, the more close you get to the warp.
Right.
And then he just flew right in there and just started fucking killing demons.
It's the portal to hell. It's
or
the hell part of the warp.
Yeah, they went on such a rampage. It caught the attention of Khorne.
Oh baby!
Who started watching?
Who's fucking up space in my wreck of the woods?
He was looking at it with interest, and then but eventually, because it's, the warp, demons are infinite.
Yeah.
The orcs eventually got overrun, and all died. But Khorne was so entertained, he took them all and then put them on a world in his realm. And he resurrects them every day to fight some of his demon generals and armies on that planet, and they repeat it every single day.
Shouldn't have come to hell.
He gave them Valhalla. Mm-hmm. What a nice guy.
So orcs already have
they have heaven.
Yeah. There's a second one out there just for these guys.
Because of how beloved they are.
Yeah. He's like, wow, look at them go.
Humans don't even get the one
hope
heaven.
for victory. They're just in it for the game. Look at them go. That's so good.
Yeah, a lot of people really like that one because it's
just so silly.
Tuska won. You can't get any better than that as an orc, Maybe if it was Gork and Mork who did it for you, but still. Then after that, we have Warlord Grizgutz. This one comes up all the time too. He was a war boss who was a bit of a kleptomaniac, and then he launched a Wa, and then they started to warp travel.
How much stealing do you have to do as an orc to be considered a kleptomaniac? They're already just scavenging everything.
Can't trust some gits. But they
figure out warp travel.
They launched into the warp, and then they came back out, and they came out slightly before they left. So what does he do? Grizgutz, using perfect orc logic, figures. There's two of me now.
That guy has all my shit.
He's got our favorite gun. If I kill me, I'll have two of that gun.
Yeah.
And so he does that.
Great job.
And because he killed his doppelganger, the confusion just stopped the Wa. Because the orcs didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All of them immediately understood both that their war boss had been killed and also that their war boss had won.
So it doesn't mention anything about time paradox or anything. It's just that the orcs were confused and stopped.
The confusion would end up being fatal to the Wa.
But presumably he's got two of those guns now.
Two of those guns, and I imagine it's the one peaceful planet of orcs. Because he's just who cares what you guys are doing? Blow! And he just shoots somebody with his
probably started
his twin
infighting.
guns.
He's just started shooting his own guys. I got two of these now.
Then we got another one. This one I thought was really cool because this is the only time I've ever seen this. Boss Zogwort, who's a weird boy.
Baby.
I didn't know the Mind Boys could be... The Weird Boys, rather, could be...
It's unusual. I'd said that in one of the earlier episodes that any orc can become a war boss. Yeah. Typically, it's not the
weird boys.
The odd boys, the ones that do all the weird, build stuff or pain boys, but they can. They can.
Yeah, it's normally the guys who don't have specializations.
Yes, weird boys are particularly unlikely because they have a tendency to have come down with head explosions.
Yeah.
But apparently this guy, he fucking usurped his war boss. He tricked him. He turned him into a squig or some shit. I don't remember what it exactly said. But then after that, he flipped the orc caste system. So he basically told the regular knobs to fuck off, and he made weird boys in charge.
Oh man!
And so he's just got he's leading the weird Wa, which is just a psyker orc Wa, which is kind of nuts. Never seen that in any other club.
Yeah, that's crazy because they'd have to have a very interesting hierarchy system to stop the weird boys from blowing up all the time.
I just assume that Zogwort making it to be as big as a war boss is just really good at controlling his powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe his presence and I don't want to say his teaching. He obviously probably isn't teaching anybody anything. But like,
I'm sure he could, maybe.
His ability to last this long means that he must have mastered his powers at some level, and probably could share that.
And
secret.
they are weird boys. That could be something that's weird about them, is the willingness to teach. I could see it, because they're supposed to be big brains.
Yeah.
And there's another little blurb about him too, where it's something happened where his ships were like traveling to some sort of sector, and they got like supercharged by Mork. And so this guy apparently just seems to have the favor of Mork.
Huh.
Okay. Pretty based.
But yeah,
is he the weird boy destined to work for Ghazghkull?
I don't know. That's the only time I've ever seen anything like that. Like I've never like in books and stuff, weird boys rarely come up.
Yeah.
So
they're not exactly popular on the board, my understanding as well.
They're pretty cute.
They're cool. I'm not saying they're not cool.
So next up is Wazdakka Gutsmek.
Wazdakka Gutsmek.
The legendary orc biker. The greatest to ever live.
Oh, Guts. Because, yeah.
He's he's a speed freak, mech boy.
Of course he is.
And
that's a great combo.
Oh, baby.
So he was obsessed with building and modifying war bikes.
Yes, sir.
Build it faster.
He created his devastating bike of the Apocalypse.
Boo!
Yes.
And so he just kind of zoomed around the galaxy for a while. Yeah, like he just goes fast. That's what he does.
Great job. Excellent.
He's just a random encounter now.
And he eventually then started gathering a WA made up just of speed freaks. So there's a whole WA that's just like it's just like a Roadrunner cloud. It's just
the speed WA, terrifying.
So yeah, he's apparently a very legendary orc, famous for they were pinned down by a Titan Legion, headed up by a Warlord Titan. And so he just drove his bike off a cliff and smashed into the void shield at the head and broke through the void shield, bursting into flames himself. Man. And then smashed into the cockpit and killed the crew.
Oh my god. Chadley.
Yeah. So he's pretty known for that.
Good.
We live, we die, we live again.
Yeah. Then we got Tony's boy, boss Zagstruk.
Zagstruk is the goat.
Who is this?
He's a Storm Boy war boss. So if you remember, Storm Boys are the shock troops. They tie Looney Tune rockets on their backs and blast off and use it as a jump pack. And
this guy has the coolest one.
So
not only that,
he's the closest thing I've seen to an orc commissar. Apparently, because Storm Boys are weird in that they like
discipline.
Yeah, they try to be disciplined and like do drills and shit. And so apparently he's just like the worst kind of, like the worst kind of drill sergeant. The one that like imagine the movies and shit, of the drill sergeants. Yeah. Except if you fuck up, he shoots you in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta be perfect.
And he'll execute you if he thinks you're...
he is a commissar,
for like cowardice or
you
anything
don't
like
flee.
that.
Yeah,
he'll just shoot you.
You're never gonna fly away. If it looks you're gonna fly away, I'm gonna shoot you. And he has...
What do you mean if it looks like?
And
Blow!
He has
Coward.
vulture legs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So, power feet.
So, he leads his warband, the Vulture Squad. And what one of his their usual tactics is he flies in on his custom fighter bomber De Vulture and drops bombs and the Storm Boys. And then
with me, my hawkmen, die!
Yeah, literally.
And
it's
then,
so good.
If he's getting in there himself, he uses his bionic legs, the Vulture's claws.
Are they great big vulture claws?
Yes.
Like
yeah,
of course they are.
Of course they are.
Imagine a big ass orc. He's a war boss, dressed almost like a commissar, and he's got a giant rocket on his back. And then as he's flying at you, he's got his legs out that have like razor sharp talons. He's like, ah!
He gets your ass.
Yeah.
At least you got killed by the boss.
Yeah, it's pretty glorious.
Although you're probably not thinking about that. You're thinking of, are those fucking feet knives?
The power feet, bro.
The fighter bomb thing. Well, the whole vulture theme, like that got silly. Very funny. But then the whole thing of that, like that Stormboys just like jump off the fucking plane. Like I thought that was great. Like
how is vulture
Yeah,
spelled
man.
for his thing?
Vulture. Hey.
I mean, like, is it spelled like VOLT or
U.
VU? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it might be a pun off Stormboys. Volt.
That would have been good.
Maybe. Then we have Captain Badrukk, who is the most
The
most famous orc pirate. He's basically the
Tied for my
Davy
favorite.
Jones of
Captain
orc space.
Badrukk.
Yeah. So he kind of just sails around in his kill cruiser, the Blacktooth.
The Blacktooth.
And they plunder ships. They sell their services to any orc that's willing to pay for it. He leads his Badruck's Flash Gits. So they're
The Flash Gits are like the money guys, right?
yeah. So Badrukk specifically it's said that he was kicked out of his tribe by fellow Bad Moons because he was too rich. Said
I don't think that was the problem.
You have too
Badrukk.
You have too much teeth. You don't know what to do with it all.
I think you were they probably had some personal differences with you, and they didn't have the heart to tell you that it's because you're impossible to be around.
Imagine being too rich for the people who are known for being too rich. That's just he must have been flaunting his shit.
So yeah, he said, "Okay, fuck it," and then just went into space and bought up all the best gear. That's his whole his Flash Gits. That's their whole thing, is that they have crazy firepower because they have the best fucking
the snazziest
loot,
guns.
like gun. Yeah, they spend the most money on their guns. So it also noted that Badrukk is just such a ostentatious, like flashy bastard. He's coated all of his teeth in an alloy of adamantium, and it said Urgold.
Oh man,
From
Space gold
from the Palace of Unyielding Light or something.
That's awesome.
I don't know. But
it's important you know that my teeth ain't just gold; they're also culturally disrespectful.
Yeah,
and
important.
It was kind of just to be a dick, like check out my teeth,
They fall out like every year. You remember that, right? We grow these back. I recoat them. Just take another slice off the slab from the temple and recoat them, and
just a real piece of shit move.
But so as much of a rich and asshole, and he's a scummy piece of shit. Like he'll betray you. Of course he will. But he is impressive. He has quite a few feats attributed to him, including but not limited to he led a raid on a hive fleet to attack the Norn Queen.
The Norn Queen.
Oh wow!
And he was apparently he and his Gits were responsible for basically diverting a splinter hive fleet because of that.
Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
It was some other orc was having trouble with them or something. Like they were attacking another orc
Oh.
And then they either hired him or he just decided to help you or whatever.
Here's what we's gonna do. Now that their war's all beaten up by them nids, we's just gonna fly in there and beat them up and be like, oh, I guess you guys weren't so great.
I can imagine, I'm not saying this is what happened, but, it would be really cool if, they hired him, and he's like, okay, I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell them how fun it's gonna be to actually go punch the fucking Norn Queen in the face, and then I don't gotta pay any of these other orcs, they're just gonna show up for the crump of it, and then, yeah, it probably worked.
That is a valid, negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
You, Tony, gotta tell me if this is impressive. It sounds impressive, but I'm not too familiar with Tau. He and his Gits outshot a Tau Empire hunter cadre.
The hunter, that's pretty impressive because they're with marker lights. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Tau are known for their
they're long distance fighters.
And then
orcs are really bad at shooting, so that's extremely impressive.
Yeah.
He's looted a Necron treasure world.
Of
Tenhotep.
That's great. A pirate that I sacked a whole pyramid.
Yeah, he's stolen from everybody. It's pretty funny.
You should have seen the empty look on their metal faces when I walked away with all their shit.
And his personal gun is Darippa, and it's
oh baby.
I forget exactly what it does, but it's a a real shooty gun.
Very snazzy
The
gun.
Ripper. Yeah.
And the only he's obviously in codexes and stuff. The only book I've seen him appear in is Brutal Cunning. He makes an appearance in that. He teams up with Ufthak's boss, the Meklord.
Oh, fun.
The next, so we got some video game ones here because they're pretty famous. Just because a lot of people liked Dawn of War in particular.
Oh yeah.
So we got Captain Bluddflagg, who's from Dawn of War 2. I don't know if he's part of like an expansion or the base game.
He is part of the second expansion.
Tony knows this shit by heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Those
didn't
games back
play. I
and
didn't
right-
play a lot of Dawn of War 2, but I played a lot of the original Dawn of War. But yeah, I do. One of my favorite parts about Bluddflagg is that so basically, whatever faction you pick to do the campaign, you take out one of the other factions in the first mission, and the Orks encounter the Commissar, not the Commissar. They encounter the Inquisitor. And basically he's like, yeah, I'll do what you say, Inquisitor lady, if you give me your hat. And she's like, you're not getting my fucking hat. Then the deal's off. Like,
Then it's war, then.
yeah, very good. Very good stuff.
God.
And then at the very end, like, if you win as the Orcs, like, there's a cutscene or, like, the Inquisitor's, like, fleeing. And he corners her and he's like, I'll be taking that hat. And then, yeah, he takes her hat.
Which is funny. He doesn't even kill her. He just picks her up and like plucks the hat
Yeah.
off. He just kind of throws her and he puts it on his like shoulder too or something.
Yeah, something like that. He doesn't even wear it.
Because it's too small to fit him.
Yeah.
Right, it doesn't fit his head at all. He'd look like a bear wearing a fez.
His hat now, though.
Yeah.
Which I don't have much else to really say about him. The collecting hats thing is kind of funny about him. Something impressive is apparently they fight a demon prince in that game.
It sounds about right.
So that's pretty impressive. But other than that, not really much else to him. I haven't played the game myself, so. Then Tony can gush about this one a lot more.
Gorgutz.
Gorgutz. Unter.
Gorgutz is one of my favorites because he epitomizes the idea of, like, if I live, I can fight again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in the original Dawn of War game, you're fighting, you play as the Blood Ravens, which is, like, a custom chapter for the Dawn of War games for Space Marines. And you're fighting on this planet, and it's basically, there's some orcs, there's an orc incursion that was spurred on by Chaos guys. And that's, like, you know, how the three factions go. Space Marines, Chaos, or the Eldar are there too, and then Orcs. And then the expansion comes out, they add Imperial Guard as a playable faction. And in that one, basically, you play as, if you're playing as the Imperial Guard, or, like, the good side, you play as Guard and Eldar, and then you pick which one you want to win. And then you play as Orcs and Chaos, and you pick which one you want to win. And the Orcs in that game are led by Gorgutz, who's a very cunning Orc war boss. And basically, like, if you choose for the Orcs to win, he outmaneuvers the Chaos Warlord, and they basically loot a Titan. So, pretty astounding feat. And then the next game happens, and basically between all these games, none of the characters show up again, except Gorgutz. So the next game happens, it's in this place, I forget what system it is, but you're battling for a planet, and it's like there's all these new factions. Yeah, Necron and Tau, pretty cool, pretty crazy, very fun game. There's a remaster coming out. You should definitely check it out if you're interested in RTSs and Warhammer RTS. But yes, they add Tau and Necron there, and the person leading the Orcs in that campaign is, once again, Gorgutz. He's up to his scheme, he's up to his craftiness, he's doing his thing, and you end up, canonically, he doesn't win, but he gets defeated. And I believe also in Soulstorm, once again, it's Gorgutz. I don't remember it in Soulstorm if it is or not, but he is at least in those other games.
In my heart of hearts, he lives in all of them.
I want to say he does. And then
He'll be back for Dawn of War 3.
He lives at the end of
yes,
3, I think, 'cause he gets the spear.
I was
thing.
going to say, I forgot to mention, yeah. And then, yeah, I think he doesn't go in Soulstorm, but then they did Dawn of War 3, which unfortunately flopped. They tried to make it a MOBA. RTSs are not MOBA, so you don't do that. It shouldn't have been an eSport, it should have been RTS.
Anytime a sequel to a game is like, we're going to do a different kind of game, I immediately think like, oh, so...
Not a MOBA, I mistake... They tried to make it an eSport, is what I mean. They tried to make it... They focused it on it being an eSport, and like the maps were like perfectly mirrored, and it was more like pushing themed. I don't know. Sorry, not to cut you off, but like...
I mean, that's also still a change.
Yeah, it was a change.
It goes from being like
yeah.
a strategy RPG to being like a contest of math.
Yeah, it just felt weird. It'll be interesting to see if, because Dawn of War 4 was announced, and it looks like it looks pretty fun, but it looks like they're going back to their roots. But anyway, in Dawn of War 3, that game takes place on another planet. There's an orc invasion on a planet of Imperial Knights. Pretty sick. We see these giant mechs for the first time in a video game. Pretty sick, nasty. And the orc horde is being led by some random war boss whose advisor is Gorgutz. And he has this giant wrecking claw arm. And it's so good because the whole time he's playing like coy, like, oh yeah, boss, that's a great idea. We should go do that. And he sends him to his death.
There's never been a final leader. You go right ahead.
Yeah, and then they get started by the Space Marines who show up. He's like, oh, I know these guys. They're dead hard. Like, yeah, go fight them and get killed. And then he crumps all the other minor war bosses, and then Gorgutz once again rises to the top.
It's all coming up, Gorgutz.
So very fun character.
That is Gorgutz. Basically, is just he loses every time. But he makes it out, and then he somehow weasels his way back in.
He's cunning but brutal.
You can't put down Starscream.
It's kind of unusual. Like, war bosses usually don't fail and make a WoW again that many times.
Right. Yeah, that's why I love it.
It's not, like, unheard of or anything, but Gorgutz is, like...
I have to imagine that the
He's
ordinary...
a crafty little boy. He's a crafty man.
The ordinary thing is what ends your WoW is you can't do a WoW anymore. Either you die or you're like no longer in a position that you can lead the WoW.
Mm-hmm. Which, last thing I'll say about Gorgutz is, well, one, the Wrecking Ball arm is pretty sick, and he like Spider-Man's around with that. But
so what do you mean by Wrecking Ball arm?
It's
it's a giant Wrecking Ball. Okay,
it's a giant Robo Fist, and he can launch the fist on a chain, and then like
you know an excavator.
Yeah,
it's a giant excavator arm, and then the excavator part at the elbow can extend out Rocket Fist style. And then he can pull the rest of his body to it and, like, pull himself across the map in the game.
Did you guys ever see Hellboy 2?
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Basically Hellboy 2, yeah.
Did you know that arm in Hellboy 2, that was a completely, like, mechanical effect?
Wow, that's super impressive.
Yeah.
It's really fun in Dawn of War 3 because part of what the thing they did well is to try to make all the hero units like have super like micro effects. And yeah, so basically you'd like pull up his excavator arm and like spin it around, and it could be like a flail, like do like AoE damage, and then you could throw it and smash something, and then wherever you smashed it, you could hit the button again and then drag yourself to it. So multiple part damage effect, but like trying to micro that while like all your units are like being shot by bullets and like lasers are going off is like too big brain for me. So like
it's a little bit too much. Yeah,
it's a lot going on.
It sounds like playing two games at once.
But like that's RTS though. It's RTS.
Yeah, so Gorgutz probably the strongest orc video game character they've got so far.
Yeah.
For 40K, I'm not. Yes. They've got some good ones for fantasy and AOS, but last video game orc is the one from Space Marine 1, Grimskull, who he's not really like all that impressive, but he's very fun in the game. Like he's just very orky, and he's constantly talking mad shit to you.
In Space Marine?
Yeah.
Get off my ship, Space Marine! That's his first line.
He is just constantly yelling at you.
Or one of his first lines.
He's just so mad.
That rules.
Because you make Planetfall, you basically jump out of the fucking dropship you're in, and you're just like free falling onto like another ship, and you get on this orc battle barge, and it's like the war boss's battle barge, you're like beating up all the little orcs, and he pops out, and he's just like, well, fuck you. And I'm pretty sure he shoots his own ship with the gun or something. Like he takes the gun of his ship and shoots his own ship to shoot the Space Marine or something like that.
Probably. Like he points like one of the guns up top down into the ship.
I want to say something silly like that. Like some very vainglorious like, fuck this guy. Like, I'm going to go out
really
like this.
Cut off your nose to spite your face.
And very impressive thing, when you first learn that, oh no, it's a chaos plot, like, you encounter the war boss up there, and this like Chaos Lord of like who's clearly about to become a demon prince is like so corrupted with the gifts of chaos, and like he like giga blasts the war boss, and he's like and he's like a Disney death.
So what happens is the Chaos Lord shows up. He's like a big evil Chaos Marine.
Yeah,
and then before that they did some warp shenanigans, some sort of device or something.
Yeah, they're after the MacGuffin, the Chaos, the warp MacGuffin.
And yeah, they did like a warp pulse or something, which knocked everybody down, and then he gets back up, and he's just like, was that supposed to hurt, Space Marine? Like, that was like pussy shit, basically.
Yeah.
And then a warp rift opens up, and then Cornite demons start coming in, and he was just like, oh, hell yeah! And then it's just like, we got more friends, Space Marine. You start shooting at them, but then they swarm him and knock him over the side.
That's what it is, he's his Disney death.
And then when the Chaos Lord is doing his monologue over Titus, he climbs back up over the side, and I'm not that easy to kill. And then he just tackles his ass.
And he drags the Chaos Marine down. Yeah, dude,
and then they fall over the side again.
That's what happens. I
that
totally
rules.
misremembered that. Yeah.
And then you kill him later in the game.
The Chaos Sword blasts the Space Marines, and it's like, he's like doing his villain speech, and the Warboss just shows up and was like, I didn't hear no bell. Like, so good. So good.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything, like, particularly
He's not impressive in the sense of, like, deeds completed, but he's a great guy, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's Moxie.
It was very fun for, a video game character. Then we've got some this one's a weird one. So there's Urrlak Urg, who was the warlord who controlled the Ullanor Empire during the Great Crusade.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, the Ullanor Empire of Orks was the largest that the Imperium had ever encountered at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And they were considered to be, like, one of, like, the greatest, like, immediate threat to the Imperium.
Right.
So, they, led the, basically an invasion. It's like a whole thing. The Battle of Ullanor is, like, a big deal. I haven't really gotten there, like, where I'm at in the Horus Heresy, because the timeline jumps around a lot. So, in the books I've gotten through, there's been a lot of mentions of Ullanor, but it's never...
We've never been there.
The scenes haven't taken place there. It's just people talking about it. But it was a really huge event. From what I understand, I could be incorrect about this, but I'm pretty sure Urrlak Urg is the orc that has become a meme because it's either him or another war boss of similar dimensions managed to sneak up on the Emperor.
Whoa.
The God Emperor?
Yeah.
That Emperor?
Yeah.
The golden immortal...
Now,
he was still walking around? Or
That's impressive.
This is a crazy big orc empire.
Yeah.
This war boss is massive.
Yeah.
And he somehow gets the drop on Biggie.
Now, Emps is walking around at this point, right? He's not strapped to the chair yet?
He's there.
Yeah, Heresy,
He is there.
Where did he catch him by surprise?
See, that I don't know that part. I just know the scenario.
Good.
In which apparently this orc got a sneak attack off on the Emperor, and he was in, like, genuine danger, allegedly, and Horus saves him and kills it.
So, here's my pitch.
There's a lot of speculation about this.
Emperor is going to meet, perhaps in combat, this orc war boss, and he knows, like, this is an incredibly powerful being. Luckily, the Emperor also has mastery over, what's it called, biomancy, where he can shape-shift his size and stuff. He brings himself up to what he believes is, like, war boss fighting size, and he strides out with his golden armor. The battlefield is strangely empty. He looks around, and then he's like, there's nothing here. And he looks at his son, Horus, technically, son. Mm-hmm. Looks to his son, he's, I don't know. And then arms rise up. He was under the ground the whole time. You were walking on the orc.
God bless. He's huge.
He's huge.
Yeah, the
Kaiju battle.
Yeah.
The floor was made of pig.
The floor. That's right, it was me. I was the whole battlefield.
So he's really important because, like, that whole battle marked the ending, air quotes, of the Great Crusade, and that's after that battle. That's when Horus was appointed to be War Master, and then the Emperor fucked off back to Earth,
which was a great idea. I hear.
Mm-hmm. It worked,
Didn't have any ramifications.
Yeah. So I don't really know much more about him. That orc. There might be more. I don't know it. Once I get there, maybe I'll have more to say about it one day. Another orc who was just apparently crazy fucking deadly and was also alive around that time, who this comes from, like, such a weird obscure source, and it's just like a couple paragraphs, and that's it.
Just like barely a mention of this person who's done an incredible thing.
And so this is Gharkul Blackfang, who apparently was so massive and was like such a threat and such a good tactician. He outmaneuvered the Luna Wolves, the Death Guard, and the Imperial Fists.
Oh man,
those are like the old school Marines before they have like some of these new weaker Marines, right? These are like some of the original chapters.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all. This is when they're legions.
But like as like Warhammer has gone on, like the competence level is understood to have gone down. Like,
it did for a while. It went back up. The gene seeds, a lot of them seemed to have were thought to have gotten less pure and like kind of corrupted and eroded. Yeah. But then in the recent lore, there's been like a resurgence though. So yeah. But I know what you mean though. Yeah.
My understanding is that's even more impressive than just
They were big boys. Yeah, they were at their peak, their prime. Yeah. The Legions at their strongest.
And so apparently, this orc was just a bad enough dude that he
juked him.
He was about to defeat 3 legions, presumably also being led by their Primarchs. Yeah. And then the Emperor had to come in himself on his personal battle barge, the Bucephalus, and with 1,000 of his custodian guard, and had to kill the orc himself, and then 3 custodians died.
My goodness.
Man. And this comes from the Horus Heresy Collected Visions, The Custodian Guard, page 143.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, I had to Google that. The Bucephalus is the horse of Alexander the Great.
Sick.
That's why that name rang a bell.
So that does it
is a sick name.
And this orc just doesn't come up in anything. The Emperor had to come and put his ass down, and they're like, that was scary. Anyway,
yeah. Those Heresy era orcs are built different, man.
Yeah.
So 2 newer orcs that have been introduced in a couple novels. One is Ufthak Blackhawk. He's become pretty popular. He has his own model now. He's pretty cool. He's kind of like almost like the orc main character right now for the novels. The guy who writes most of them, Mike Brooks. It's kind of like his OC. This is my super cool orc guy.
I love it. It's good.
I mean, once Ghazghkull got too big, you have to have another super cool orc.
You do.
Yeah.
And so Ufthak has gotten into some shenanigans. One, he famously was decapitated, and then got his body stuck onto a knob.
This is the guy we were talking about the other time. Yeah.
And then he instantly became a knob. Everything's looking up for Ufthak. Then, in the events of Brutal Cunnin, he's part of he's part of the Tekwa, which is led by Meklord. We'll get to him next. They're attacking a Forge World. He leads the charge. They're teamed up with Kaptin Badrukk. And he becomes famous there because very similar to the one who's Gutsmek, who the bike of the apocalypse. Yeah, he takes a shock jump dragsta, the car that can do a short
teleport
warp jump. So he steals it from an orc, gets his buddy to like drive, and then they do exactly what the other guy did basically, and just kind of jump it off of like a ledge. And as they're about to hit, they teleport just straight into the cockpit of the Titan, and then he just kills them.
That rules.
That's so good.
And then after that, he becomes Ufthak Gargant Smasher. And then there's a funny bit in there. It's supposed to be. It's kind of funny.
It's supposed to be funny. That's good enough for me.
There's a squig that's been tagging along and is just kind of like following them, and then it just kind of was on the car when they smashed through, and then it killed the Princeps, the pilot.
That's so good.
Yeah, just kind of ate him. And then Ufthak was just like, "Aw, like look at you." Now that's his pet squig, and then he can almost read Low Gothic, and.
Don't you tell me.
And it says Princeps.
Princeps, and he calls this thing Princess.
And he names it Princess.
Yeah, he does!
And so he has Princess the Squig.
Good.
And
and it just eats people.
Yes.
And so Princess it's a character that's with him from then on.
Hell yes!
And it's
I love this.
yeah, it's even as his model.
A squiggly beast.
You know what?
So good.
You weren't confident that this would be well received, but let me tell you, I love it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you tell us about the squig? I love Princess. We love Princess on this channel.
Yeah, and to give you an idea of like this is where orc sizes get really fucking confusing. So in the events of that book, right? He's a knob, and then at one point they find a suit of Centurion armor. And his mech boy, Deboffin, says, I think it's about the right size for you. And so he just cuts out the inside, basically, and then Ufthak just gets a suit of Centurion armor.
Oh, wow, holy shit.
And that just fits him.
Is a Centurion kind of...
So Centurion armor is dumb.
Yeah, it's really
It's
ugly.
very silly. It's a Space Marine suit that a Space Marine puts on in his fucking power armor. It's
a Hulkbuster.
It's so
Hulkbuster, yeah.
silly looking, and he just wears it like regular.
That's sick. I mean,
so he's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, that's oof.
Yeah, and then he only keeps getting bigger, and then like in the next book he's in, Wazdakka, shenanigans happens, and they end up invading Kamora. Which is the home of the Dark Eldar, or the Drukhari.
That's big shenanigans.
Yeah, where more shenanigans happens, and he gets captured, but he's attacked by a homunculus coven, and they jab him with some of their evil,
their goo,
their juices, and it's
they let the spice flow through him.
His Doc Grotsnik gives him a counter injection, and then they shoot him with tranquilizer darts and capture him. And so what he got injected with at first was what's called electrosteroids.
Oh man,
which is Dark Eldar nonsense space tech.
They love that.
That makes
esoteric technology
it causes
beyond your comprehension.
Uncontrollable rampant muscle growth.
Right.
And then Grotsnik gave him an antidote or something, but then he got put under, and then he was captured and taken to a witch cult to, basically to eventually fight in the Colosseum. But because of this,
so that he may receive the final portion of his power up.
This cocktail of drugs, because he was sedated, slowed his metabolism enough that he just benefited, and he just grew.
Just got stronger.
Yeah, he just went through like a massive growth spurt in a couple of hours.
This guy is... He has not done a day of honest growth in his life.
Everything's coming up Ufthak.
Everything's coming up Ufthak. I get my head cut off while I'm a little guy. They weld me onto a big guy. My big old body's pretty good. They give me big old armor, makes me even bigger. And then I get caught... And they take away my big old armor, but it doesn't matter. They juice me up with Get Bigger juice.
And now I'm a big boy. Big boy. Biggest boy.
He called it to grow juice.
To grow juice.
Yeah, he's very fun. He there's a lot more to him, but...
Oh yeah, he's like the new main character, you said. So.
He shows up in the books Brutal Cunning, Wazdakka, and then there's multiple short stories. Where Dares to Warp, Dares Away... Road Rage, and then he has a cameo in Warboss. Then next up is his boss, Meklord, who's just known as the biggest Big Mech, and he's obsessed with technology, obviously. And then he leads the Tech War, so he just wants more
scrap
stuff.
Yeah.
And that's Ufthak's boss. He's the one who makes him a big boss, and then the events of the Wazdakka happen, and shenanigans ensue. I don't want to spoil. People want to read that. Then
the Orc books are actually good, is my understanding. Some of the Dark Heresy stuff, your mileage may vary.
Mike Brooks ones I like them a lot. Danny, I think his name Denny Flowers also does a pretty good job too. I like him. He doesn't write like novels. He's done like a lot of short stories or novellas and stuff. Then next up we have one that I don't like to talk about, The Beast, because the war.
Who is the Beast?
What a fun question. So the War of the Beast happened 1,500 years at the end of the Horus Heresy, Orcs were thought to have been like basically exterminated and like they're no longer a threat, but turns out they were building up again over 1,500 years.
Right.
And out of nowhere just showed up with like unprecedented like advanced technology and fucking just massive like regular frontline orcs. And they're just kind of steamrolling everything to the point this series is so annoying. But so like they kill every single Imperial Fist except one of them.
Okay.
That's like what we're dealing with.
That's a pretty good move.
Yeah.
It's dumb. And then they have attack moons. I brought those up at one point.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from, is that they just start building attack moons. They just have space stations that can teleport and have gravity whips that can just destroy entire starships easily. It's fucking nonsense. But the beast is a giant orc who is estimated to be about 11 meters tall. So he's just shy of Krork range.
Right.
And yeah, he was just sort of like he built the empire of the beast, which he rebuilt it on Ullanor. Ullanor is now like a sacred thing to orcs. So he rebuilt the empire on Ullanor and made it in like a mocking image of the Imperium, kind of.
Right.
So he was sort of like a weird sort of god emperor of the orcs. He had like a throne and everything where he was like...
And he established the clans.
It's not outright stated, it's implied though.
Okay.
So he in particular was very, very massive. And then he wore white and black checker patterns. Goth.
Like the Goth. Yeah.
And then, don't you know, there's 5 other beasts. Other orcs almost as big as him. And guess what each one of their themes is?
One of the other
fucking clans.
Yeah.
So the implication being that these 6 gigantic fucking massive orcs
Are like the gene seed.
Yeah, had such like a massive influence over orcs as a whole that they created the clans as like a psychic and like genetic memory.
Lineage. Yeah. That makes sense. I buy that and also see that as a wonderful merchandising opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a whole thing. It's really dumb. The beast has impressive feats, but he's fucking like 27 feet tall. Like, of course he does.
Yeah.
Like, he steps on like a Terminator Marine at one point. Like, literally just stomps
Easy
him.
money.
It's stupid. He gets stabbed in the neck with a Catan phase blade, and it doesn't do anything because his neck is
there's
just
more
too
neck.
big.
There's more neck than blade.
It's dumb. And then the way they beat them is so stupid too. Like, I don't even care about spoiling this one. They just reverse Uno card Weird Boys on them.
They make all the Weird Boys' heads blow up.
Which makes all the other orcs' heads explode. Because they figure out, if you put a blank next to a Weird Boy, the psychic energy starts to like go haywire, and then you take the blank away.
Right.
Then it overcharges and they all explode.
Right, but they needed to give this Death Star a weakness. Otherwise, the story is just Orc Hammer.
It's dumb though, but that's
it is dumb. I'm not arguing
them,
that.
They just make all their heads explode. That's
Fun on a bun.
It's
Easy
stupid.
writing.
They tried to make it so cool, and it's so dumb. And then we'll never use this tactic to fight orcs again.
So don't ask.
Yeah, it won't come up again. The Edbanger won't.
Isn't there explicitly a massive army of orcs that are weak to head explosions from blanks?
Yep. So
8,500 years later, never again.
fucking dumb. Also, the beast's name was apparently Uruk Thraka. The implication being that Ghazghkull might be his reincarnation.
Right.
Who can say?
I mean, if you believe like the orcs version of like their afterlife as it exists, where they return to Gork and Mork and then are thrust back into battle again, then it stands to reason that one of them must be the beast.
Yeah, true shit. When you put it like that,
It's like a whole thing, but the most impressive thing the beast does is he 1v1s Vulcan, and pretty much wins. To like Vulcan being the largest of the Primarchs, probably might be the most physically powerful.
Was he at least 10 meters?
He's like 13 or 14 something feet tall. He's the biggest one.
Still like half his size. Yeah.
And he's getting thrown around.
Yeah.
Like he's holding his own. But then he comes to the conclusion that the only way to kill the beast is to tackle him into there's a giant Wa energy generator, just that's like glowing green and shooting lightning and shit.
Yeah.
And he just tackles him right into it. And Vulcan is like atomized by Wa energy. He's a perpetual, so presumably he's still alive. But
right, he'll put himself back together.
Only for then later in the series, the beast isn't dead. That didn't kill him.
I mean,
go fuck yourself, Vulcan. It's so stupid. So yeah, that's the beast. If you want to read about it, the beast arises, starts the series. It's a long series. It's not good. Don't recommend.
It's a suicide attack that had a 0% fatality rate.
Yep.
Dumb.
Hilarious.
So now I only have a few more to go, but now we're in the special category.
Oh.
I'm going to go over some grots.
Some grots.
So I brought up Makari.
These are the little guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Little goblins. Makari is a Gretchen.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of gave a brief story. He shared that vision with Ghazghkull, and then he got marked by Ghazghkull when he touched him. Mm-hmm. So he now has like a handprint on his shoulder of Ghazghkull's hand.
Where they first made contact.
That is sometimes there and sometimes not.
Yeah, I imagine it glows and reappears like the Chronicles of Riddick.
Kind of.
The hand glows
on. Ghazghkull, pretty sure he named him when he, came up out of death, and then he made Makari his banner waver. So he had Makari make a banner right there on the spot, painted in Ghazghkull's blood, and
that's what they had around.
It was basically just like pictograms, like it was like Charlie speak from Always Sunny.
That's that spirit.
That basically was just like, this is Ghazghkull, chosen of Gorgutz, yada yada.
Yeah.
And he said, "You're my banner waver. Wherever I go, you go." And so Makari then became his guy, his little guy, and he's sort of like the mascot. Weirdly, to the point where like the orcs actually kind of like him.
For's a grot,
which makes Makari mad, because Makari is of the opinion of like grots as they exist now is correct. That is the will of the gods. Like, we are supposed to be subservient. Orcs are supposed to be mean to us. So he'll get like upset when they like, good to have you back, Makari, and he's just like, they're just like, you piece of shit, and he's like,
there you go.
That's better. So Makari's a little weird compared to all the other grots on this list. But what makes Makari particularly special, he could reincarnate. So after he got touched by Ghazghkull, we haven't seen him do this, but allegedly this happens. And the handprint thing is that was told to us from like a third person objective narrator.
That happened. Yeah.
But according to Makari, he can die. Grotsnik killed him, pushed him right out into space, out of an airlock. Mm-hmm. And but when Ghazghkull touches another grot, they become Makari. So he just picks up right where
you left off.
Right from the last moment. Like, he is that grot. He just doesn't know he's Makari yet. So when Ghazghkull touches him, he still has all of that grot's memories. He's still that grot, but now he's Makari.
I mean, Orks is weird. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
I like it.
And so, Makari just became sort of like a symbol for everybody. Like, the banner was like a big deal. And then he also kept Ghazghkull like on the path of like what the gods wanted. To the point where like Ghazghkull's like killed him about it before. Literally just squished him.
Oh man. Got his ass.
But eventually Ghazghkull accepts that like Makari was correct. Like he knows what Gork and Mork
We're
want.
on a divine mission from Gork and Mork.
Yeah. And they have like a really wholesome relationship. Him. Well, besides the times he kills him.
Right.
But
he's fine.
But
he got better.
He got better. He did get better.
Ghazghkull like sort of confides in him. Like so Ghazghkull will talk at him. So like Ghazghkull, for example, there's a scene where he's like alone in like a big hall of his or something.
Is he the first orc to discover introspection?
Depression.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And Makari's like up in the rafters, somewhere like sleeping, and then Ghazghkull knows that, but he can't say he knows that. Makari knows he knows, but they gotta pretend, and so Ghazghkull is just talking. And Makari can't say anything back because that's not proper. But it's basically Ghazghkull like confiding in his buddy. So So yeah, they have the closest thing to like a genuine like friendship among orcs.
Yeah.
And they're like soul bonded, I guess. Like,
I mean, the only other relationship that I've even heard of orcs having is murdering each other, or one guy is like your anime rival.
Yeah.
So this sounds like the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
So yeah, Makari. He's very fun, very interesting character. There's a lot of implications involved with him. But as Grotsnik, he's out there. Which brings me to the Red Gobbo.
The Red Gobbo.
So the Red Gobbo is not an individual.
He's an idea.
Yes.
He's a V for Vendetta identity.
And an idea cannot be killed.
An idea can't be killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Red Gobbo is a mantle that's passed on or assumed by kind of any grot, really, as long as if they just decide that it's time for the revolution.
For the revolution.
Yeah.
The revolution.
Yeah. They're the Revolutionary Committee, which doesn't exist. The committee's wherever you need it to be.
Yeah.
And then
You identify the group that agrees with the revolution, and that's the Revolutionary Committee.
Mm-hmm.
And then
exactly.
the Red Gobbo is just, it's like Slash. He's more of a feeling, like in your heart.
He's like a feeling in your heart.
And so multiple grots have like assumed this identity and like their stories about them.
Right.
So a couple. These aren't all of them, but one would be Fingwit from Gobbo's Revenge. That's a very fun one about basically a squad of Gretchen lose their mech boy and have to try to finish the job they were given while they're on a human ship, and like the orcs and the humans have like killed each other, and like so the ship's mostly empty, but then they get found out by an orc and he just starts bullying them immediately, and then Fingwit like becomes the Red Gobbo to fight back.
We experienced freedom in that empty ship.
Yeah.
We understood that we could each rule ourselves, not work under a god. And then he just
smash with a wrench.
Yeah.
Then there's Red Snot, who
Blood, we call that.
for the story he's in, he is not the Gobbo. He's being the Gobbo shows up and is helping them. They're holed up in a chapel and are being attacked by chaos worshippers and a chaos commissar who has like delusions of grandeur. And they hold them off by just being little shits and the worst.
Using Home Alone style traps that are just slightly more brutal, like
Literally.
when the paint cans come down, they have like nails coming out through
They
them.
glue glass to all the railings.
Yeah, they do.
Oh man,
Yeah, they like pour oil on all the stairs.
I will protect
Just
this house.
Scooby-Doo bullshit.
They-
Home Alone bullshit.
They
I love
dump
it.
hot wax all over the entire floor to like trap them in it. Like it, they do all the sorts of shenanigans. It's very fun. But the Red Gobbo shows up to help them, and at the end, that Gobbo sadly passes away, and he passes on
To Red Snot.
the mantle to Red Snot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And then the best one
the
out
rebellion
of
alive.
these three is Goggles.
Oh, I love him already.
So
I think you told us about Goggles
Yeah, you
previously.
did.
So
Yeah.
Goggles features in Red Snot is from Gobbo's Demise, and then Goggles is from Gobbo Rides Again. And Red Snot
I love the naming convention of the Red Gobbo stories.
I love that.
Goggles, is a grot who's on a planet that is already taken over by a Wa, and he works for a pain boy, Sticka, I believe his name is, and Sticka's noticed the grots are all acting weird. They're being too cooperative. They're actually doing what they're told, and
I hardly had to yell at him.
yeah, they're not trying to steal anything. Something's off.
They're being too proper.
And so he's trying to...
This is all running a little too efficient for me.
He's tasked by his war boss to fix the grots.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
They should hate it.
And so that's a story about him trying to figure out what's wrong with the grots. And then Goggles is with him, helping him the entire time. And they're trying to make the Red Gobbo. They're trying to make a Red Gobbo to get the grots to...
Right, to get them rebellious
Yeah.
again so that they get yelled at so that everything works correctly again. They got to have a little fight in them, otherwise the the war boss knows that there's like sickness in the herd.
That's so silly.
It's a very silly little story that culminates with all according to plan. It was goggles the entire time.
I was the real Red Gobbo.
Pepe Sova.
Yeah. And it was, they were
Not
cooperating
Pepe Sova,
because
Kaiser Sosa, yeah.
Yeah.
they were stealing all their ammunition. They were sabotaging all their guns. They were...
Yeah.
they were
We were cooperating to prepare for the revolution.
Yeah. Which,
Oh, baby.
the guy, the orc Sayas Yag, he's from that story. And then they get him, and he's driving like a truck for them. And then I think Snaggi tries to call out to him, and he just like goes like this, and he's wearing earmuffs.
He like cups his ear to listen,
Yeah.
but he's wearing earmuffs. So
That's really funny.
Yeah, they take out a whole ass Wa.
with the
Good.
revolution.
It can be done. And yeah, there's a couple more.
Grots can be free.
Yeah, the Red Gobbo is just very fun, very very silly concept. I love it. Grots are very silly. Love it when they think they can accomplish things.
Yeah.
And on that note, here's probably my favorite Grot, Snaggi Littletoof,
Oh, baby, yes.
who
Snaggy's a great name.
is another creation of Mike Brooks, and he's just the worst. He's just the
Delusions of grandeur
he's-
made manifest.
He's just the worst little shit who has gotten it into his head that he's destined to be the Grot boss, to lead all the Grots in rebellion and to enslave the Orcs.
We can turn it around.
Because he has been chosen, he claims, by Gork and Mork. They talked to him, allegedly. And he, kind of like a Gorgutz situation, he continuously like tries to build up a revolution,
And he loses.
and then it all falls apart. But
Yeah, it does.
but he gets away, so he can try to do it again. And
You can't kill Starscream.
the funny thing is, like, he says stuff like revolution and stuff like that, but he seems to have come to this completely independent from the concept of the Red Gobbo.
Oh.
Like, yeah, he's not doing it for Grot kind. He's doing it for Snaggi.
Yeah,
Right.
of course he
The
is.
difference is that the Red Gobbo is like an ideological being, whereas he's like more of he's sort of like what's his name, Ghazghkull, where it's like a religious thing.
I'm chosen.
And
Us chosen to lead all of us.
he's convinced, and then he eventually becomes one of Ufthak's Grots.
Oh.
And Ufthak, being a pretty cunning orc, he knows like there's something up with Snaggi. Like he's too clever, that little git. But yeah, Snaggi's very fun. He appears in Warboss, the Big Daka, and Short Story Pack and Heat. Maybe a few others I missed, but those are the main ones. And then my last one. Very interesting boy. There's a kind of orc I didn't mention when I was going over the kinds of subtypes of, and that's a Madboy.
A mad boy.
Oh, I don't know what a mad boy
So
is.
a Madboy is an orc who's gone screwy.
Even for orcs.
Yeah. Which Madboys, they like, it can be anything really, but they tend to like hallucinate, they like see shit, they hear like stuff that's not there. It's pretty much like schizophrenia, but then like they also just say some weird stuff sometimes
Right.
that the other orcs just don't understand. So here's a Madboy who there's a lot of implications based on the things he has said, and his name is Talker.
Oh, okay. Never heard of this guy.
And Talker's just a little character. He appears in a couple of different sources, an audio drama, Prophets of Wa, then there's a couple other little stories with him in there, Engine of Mork, and then I think he shows up in like a codex or some sort of supplement. But here's some examples of some stuff that Talker just kind of says sometimes. Oh, the emblems, the heraldry, the badges are nice, hooted Talker. Pretty. Mail line left, distaff right, clever pinkies. Another of the enemy Stampa's shells exploded harmlessly, absorbed by Fat Mork's energy shield. Oh, that's pretty. That's nice. At least that still works then, jabbered Talker. A predictable outcome of polarized muon deflection matrix, he belched loudly. Well, Orky.
Okay. All right, Talker.
Where'd you learn science words, Talker?
Here's another one. Reactors up to 90% of tolerance, boss, said Bosgat. Caution must be taken when interfacing ionic technologies, especially those that originate with alien species whose consciousness wavelengths are incompatible with the psychically motivated etheric generators of the Krork, said Talker.
You what?
Oh, okay, alright, yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez, Talker.
Shut your gabba, said Bosgat aggressively before tweaking a few knobs and closing a few valves on
You're
it.
giving
anyway.
away the lore, Talker. God.
The reactor calmed down. Wibble, said Talker.
Wibble.
And this is probably my favorite one. This is from the audio drama, so it's I'm gonna say the character who's talking first. Snickgob. There we go. Got a good view from here. Now look at that. There are red boys there. They don't look like humies. Look more like tin boys. But they's humies, just with loads of bionics. Then they's humies. Then they's Humie mech boys. They believe all sorts of weird stuff. Talker. Cultural collapse of reorientation of belief systems in the aftermath of a renaissance can provoke magical thinking in previously rational beings. Snick up. What the zog are you talking about? Talker. Beats me.
Beats me, mate. That's awesome.
So, many of the things Talker says, you can, speculate about. Like, those have some implications.
Yeah, a little bit there.
Because on the one hand, like, sure, he's insane, but every time
Wisdom
Talker,
belongs both to fools and wise men.
yeah, every time Talker, like, says something weird like that, it is usually, like, correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So his description just now of the Mechanicum, or the Mechanicus, like, spot on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, like, he did specifically mention, like, the Krork psychic engine shit that, like, I mean, wouldn't it make sense if in the before times, before orcs were orcs, back when they were Godzillas and were really fucking a threat, wouldn't it make sense if they all have, like, a level of intelligence that's shared between them, probably granted to them by their maker? That they can no longer particularly access directly, only indirectly through their instinctual connections with it, and by making connections with the things that they have stolen and looted.
Yeah, I had another one. I thought I had it written down. There was another quote from him where he says something, but then he says the term Krorkian psychosphere or something like that. And so it's just, he pretty much through what Talker says, you can confirm that, like, the orc psychic gestalt is canon. Like, that is, you can't really debate it. Like,
yeah, I love that. That's good.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like the orc psychic gestalt is not only canon, the level of intelligence that they have is probably directly connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, at least in my canon, what I said before about, like, when they were made, there was, like, the psychic gestalt had, like, a level of intelligence that was supposed to grant information to every Krork, because, like, why would you hide information from your own soldiers if you're the old ones or whomever made the orcs? And then, like, as the war dragged on and their genetic information degraded and they mutate and change as all beings do as they have to go through, like, organic, like, life, they just lose the ability to directly connect to the intelligence part of it. They just get bits and pieces that make sense, that click into place with parts of their brain already knowing how to do things. And sounds like the Madboys are the ones that actually get to, like, interact with the thing. And the thing, now that nobody's interacting with it, it's probably pretty weird.
well, I kind of assumed it was like they accidentally tap into it and it, like, scrambles their brain or something,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that adds up.
Or it's giving them pop-ups every freaking 5 seconds, and now they look like maniacs for trying to swat them out of the air.
Yeah. So, I'm sure there are other orc characters out there. Those were some of my favorites, or ones I thought were very interesting.
Oh, yeah. There's no shortage of shit in 40K.
Yeah, I highly recommend going and reading about them. It's very, very fun, especially Mike Brooks. Look, if you're of the opinion 40K shouldn't be silly or funny, like,
get out of here, man. It's
okay,
satire.
cool.
It's
like,
always been satire.
I don't get it, but lighten up.
Go read some Tyranid
shit.
Yeah.
Mike Brooks' orc books are great. They're very funny.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy the nature of this podcast, go and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Go and give me a follow on Blue Sky, and you can support us on our Patreon.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.